Don't forget to type that exclamation mark Maturino in the chat as well, by the way. Guys, let me quickly do it myself. There we are. There's the website. That's the code. You guys know what to do. You are gosh darn professionals. You always help us out with this kind of stuff. It's greatly appreciated. Every single one of you being so absolutely magnificent with, you know what, just joining in with all those match arenas. Very much appreciate it. Alright. Alright. What's this? What's this probe? He's not a drone. He can't transform into a hatchery. Big dreams for that probe. Little chance of success, though, unfortunately for him. Not gonna bring him a lot of happiness this journey, but will bring him great insight and experience overall. I'll be able to bring back across to the Protoss kind and explain to them all that, you know what, you might not be able to become a hatchery, but you will be able to keep a drone from becoming a hatchery, at least momentarily, until he dashes off to some other place. Did I even introduce these players? I think I did, right? Rogue, Creator, there you go, Team NV and Team Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Man, these spikes are getting worse recently, aren't they? It's not really graphic spikes. Everything here on my end seems okay. We're not lagging with the stream. Nothing is happening there either, so it's not my internet. It's just eesh. Little tiny things. Little tiny server things, I think. New settings. Alright, what are we up to with Creator? Not much either, really, so far. There we go. There's our man. There's something. Stargate for Creator. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. I'm expecting a Void Ray here first. Seeing how close that Overlord is in the neighborhood here. Especially because he's not making that Stalker, of course. That's going to give the green light for that Overlord to just kind of start running straight ahead. That's what he's waiting for here. Alright. What are you getting? What are you getting? Blemo, it's an Adept. Alright. He's not going. Alright, Rogue not going. There we go. It's like, oh, yep, it's an Adept. Alright. At least at this point you hope it is, right? Because you have not been paying attention. Well, if it was a Stalker, I would have already started poking at that Overlord, to be fair. We'll be able to come in here and find the Void Ray. Lovely. Bleh. Si's asking Alex whether or not he's a Mandalorian fan. I mean, I just watched the entire Season 2 recently. That was after I got spoiled, because apparently people stopped caring about spoilers for that series, so I was like, alright, well, guess I'm gonna have to now. Otherwise I'll just run into more and more spoilers overall. First bit of Void Ray real action. I mean, he did manage to get the Overlord as well, of course, but this is where a true the chaff is divided from the wheat. The real wheat. What's happening, StarCraft Simp? Hope you're feeling good today, buddy. You having a lovely time? We're going a lot of Void Ray, by the way. I failed to mention this just quite yet until this point. I kind of failed to notice it as well. But look at that. We're noticing that he's even tripling down on it. 3 Stargates. And man, I do believe we're just going to have Void Rays coming out of those guys. And until we have the Fleet Beacon, perhaps then we'll see some carriers also kind of mixed in dangled between the Void Rays here. But yeah, pretty cool to see this amount of Void Rays coming out. A little bit of a dip into production right now. We'd like to see that go back up again. It's not, you know, he doesn't have a fleet beacon on the way. Okay, so yeah. For a moment I thought, like, is he waiting for a fleet beacon and then he can start up 3 carriers at the same time? It's the kind of stuff that I do as well in games, right? Where it's like, alright, I don't want to have these move out of sync. I want them all to be synced up, nice, and just so all the Void Rays come out at the same time. I just have to go there once, click it all once. It's kind of what that felt like there, and then after a while, Creator was like, well, this is taking too long this time around. And then every time you think to yourself as well, like, oh, well, I've waited so long now, it'd be a shame not to do it now, right? Because all of this invested time that I already spent trying to get this to work, and well, anyway, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Just keeps getting worse and worse. Really, like most of my StarCraft experiences. Oh yeah, I did enjoy it. I definitely did enjoy it. It was just the final end bit kind of got spoiled there for me. But that was only because I didn't know that was the end bit, well, at the start, and then later on it was like, well, I guess there's only one thing remaining and somebody spoiled this. And then I knew, okay, I guess that's the ending then. Great. Well, anyway. Sure that'll be a Season 3. Void Race here, getting a couple of drones. Not bad. Not fantastic either, with a lot of roaches coming across. Kind of want those Void Rays perhaps elsewhere. Oh, nice force fields. Let's keep them out for a little bit. Do we have a recall available? Yes, we do. Void Rays may want to consider going that way. Come on, then. Tally-ho. No, they're sticking around. Interesting. There's a lot of queens here. Not sure if he's going to be able to do too much, but to be fair, there's not that many roaches either, so maybe this is the right call. Well, definitely not the right call to just fight those queens that you have no business of fighting. Definitely not the case. Couple of probes going down due to those roaches. Not a lot of drones go. Oh my god, Creator, what are you up to? Asleep at the wheel, guys. Asleep at the wheel. Thinking that he would just be able to A-move those Void Rays back in there, anticipating to see just the queens, most likely. All of a sudden, there's Hydralisk there as well. As soon as you look back, he's like, whoa, whoa, hold up. That is not just queens. That is how you lose games, my friends. That is how you lose games. Although, it was just one Void Ray, so maybe not the entire game has been lost just quite yet, but still. Right, Adepts getting themselves into a nice position here as well. 7 drones do fall. More Queen versus Void Ray action here. Interesting to see that they once again take out a Void Ray. It's becoming a bit much. How many did already go down? 3 of them. Okay, not as many as I thought, but it does seem to be hurting the overall Void Ray numbers here quite a bit. Oh, there they are. There's the Void Rays. Well, still, it doesn't seem that plenty, does it? Disruptors being made, as well as the fleet beacon now. Priming to be ready for the next part of this game. We have not seen any type of flyer upgrades here for the Protoss though, which has me a bit worried. If he does want to go into the carriers, those flyer upgrades, oh, they are so good. It is incredible. The amount of extra damage percentage-wise you do is rather ridiculous. I had somebody explain this to me at some point. I forgot exactly the amount, but it does make your jaw kind of drop. There we go. That's finally the weapons upgrades. We'd love to see that getting Chrono boosted here. Void Rays still do okay against Hydras, though. You don't need to have yourself the Storm at all times, especially if you got this Disruptors as well to kind of back this up. Very difficult for Hydras to kind of get underneath the Void Rays, which is what you want to do when you are fighting against the Void Rays. Okay, yeah, once again kind of being pushed backwards here, but coming in from 2 angles. One of these areas is not going to be defended by the main army of the Brodos, and the other one, well, it's gonna have to be held by anything, really. Anything that is around for the time being. Does appear that anything will be these disruptors. Disruptors are having a rough time at it, though, getting more than a couple, well, maybe 2 or 3 kills here. Most of Void Race now being zapped across the map as well, trying to finish off this army here. And do we still have enough at the other side? I'm not entirely sure. Shield battery overcharge, also not a thing. Nice, very good, clean kill there, but more Hydralisks do follow suit. Those Void Rays, they may need to wait a little bit until that recall is done before they ever leave this area ever again. Oh no, they are stuck. Oh, they are in a pile of doo-doo. Yep, that is very rough. Oh, recall is a long way away. This is one of the worst things. He's just gonna have to continuously move back to his Void Race and right-click him in a little ball here. Otherwise, just lose him. Okay, no, he does decide to just go for the Queens on the other side. It has opened up the area on the right side just momentarily, but does not make use of it. Also busy with another attack here on the left side. It's just mainly clearing up some creep. These Void Rays here, oh, that is such a heartbreaker. This is so much time and effort spent not doing much of anything. Just keeping the Void Race alive. This is hilarious. Where's that recall? When will we have that recall? Still not available. Look at that, it's taking so long. Oh god. Well, yeah, I just kind of gave up. Oh, that was very funny. I mean, he's not like low on supply now, to be fair. He does need to make a couple of extra carriers, and still a little bit of a moment for Rogue, but Creator did manage to lose them very slowly, those Void Rays. So very slowly he was able to reclaim that supply as well, replenish it, instead of just losing all the Void Rays at once and then being like, well, I guess I'm gonna make 20 carriers right now in order to replace all that dead supply, and then you just don't have the time to make anything at all, of course, because you don't have anything holding back the full Zerg swarm. Oh, great storms right there. Look at those Hydras. They will not be able to partake anymore. Much of anything. The Roach attack gets about 7 workers. Roaches, to be fair, not really something you want to have laying around anymore as Rogue. Bit of dead supply no longer necessary here. Okay. 2 armies kind of moving the opposite directions right now. Creator is sending a small pocket of units so that might be able to delay something here, but I'm not sure to what extent. Now that he did move the main DPS core, kind of the AoE DPS core of his army out of the equation here, suddenly the retreat from Rogue with his army looks pretty damn strong. Catching a couple of those carriers, holding off on the bottom left side with a good amount of spines and, well, no spores actually, so DTs are going to do quite a bit here. But yeah, liking what I'm seeing here for Rogue. He does have enough overseers in order to stop those DTs from doing anything. Just not at the right place at the right time. That is the problem there. And to be fair, he does have the spore crawlers on the other side of the map. Still saves the base as well, only 7 workers for, which is a surprisingly low amount, considering there were 4 Dark Templars here. Guess they spend most of their time trying to take care of all those spine crawlers. Oh, oh. Oh, that's a lot of zealots right now. Hatchery no longer meant for this world, as the main attack here on the right side created suddenly managing to make a lot of room here, forcing the Zerg army to move back and forth, and the Zerg army just not quite capable of dealing with all these threats on multiple locations, it seems. Losing a base, putting him back onto 4 bases against the Protoss. That is already on, what is it, 6 bases. Yeah, 6 bases in total. Pretty darn impressive, if you ask me. There's the yoink though from the Vipers. Another one, this time around only a Void Ray being pulled into the mix. Probably even much rather yoink in the High Templars here, I suppose. This base again getting cancelled, and now the drones here also under a lot of pressure. Needs to be answered by Rogue, but Rogue completely, entirely pinned down with his own forces here on the right side. Gonna lose the Lurkers with not much of a bank remaining to really bring this back. I'm not so sure that I fancy the odds here for our blue Zerg player. Creator keeping a lot of those zealots alive as well, or at least prioritizing those Hydralisks to kind of stake around in that area. Still a reasonable bank though for Rogue. I thought that was going to be spent a lot sooner with how the fights are being conducted. A lot of High Templar there also being picked off. Suddenly, things might become playable, but oh, this is the real struggle, isn't it? As soon as Rogue steps off of creep, without any significant lurker damage there, all the Vipers to help out against the Disruptors. Those Disruptors, they are gonna melt the Hydralisk army. Even the Lurkers as well, honestly. So yeah, Rogue here getting a lot more army supply going in order to defend both these locations at once. Does mean he's only on the 58 worker supply, whereas Creator on the 75, and taking the entire map for himself. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Booyah. There you go. That's a big connection right there. Absolutely disgusting, frightful in all senses of the word. Creator still sending in more and more zealots into this little corridor here, having a whale of a time. Zealots in the main base as well. And yeah, I'm not so certain that this is going to be going into Rogue's favor anymore here, guys. It's very rough. It is incredibly rough. But he's not giving up, right? So we're still here. We are still here. Let's see. Moving on forwards onto the creep. The creep is the deadly place of battle for Rogue here, of course. That's where he may find himself a incredibly advantageous fight. Does look like he was on the verge of doing so, but a quick recall there for Creator does manage to save a nice bulk of his army here. He's going to start incorporating some Tempest here also. Really committed to the extreme late game. Surprised that we only have the one Disruptor at the moment. I suppose the Vipers do make it quite difficult for them to make the engagements happen. There we are. Okay, changelings, of course, ever scary thing. Oh, great feedbacks. That was bloody fantastic, I have to admit. And come the Tempest. The Tempest, of course, not only able to deal with the Lurkers, entrenched position, but just overall capable of dishing out slow and very valuable overall poke damage, right? To get yourself ahead in the resources trading. Overall, nice DT pressure here as well in this hatchery. That's a kill, no cancel. That's some big stuff right there. The overseers. Bit late to the party, but still managed to hang out with the Hydras before they all left. Couple of changelings here. For a moment I thought those High Templar were also changelings. I was rubbing my eye. I was like, wow, that is a lot of changelings actually. But not the case, not the case. False alarm. Ooh, gotta be careful. Interceptors, they don't grow on trees. This is kind of the fight you want to be taking here as Mr. Creator. Not taking any damage on that carrier right there. That did get joined in. The Tempest just slowly trying to get some work done. The Vipers are the main concern here. Needs to keep targeting those down. Now moving in on top of those lurkers with the Hydras a little bit far backwards. Important to get in those little pokes before the Hydras step back up again. And you can move back and try to stay in the safety of the potential storm area. Nice blink away. Does keep that DT alive for a little bit longer. Stretches Mr. Rogue thin. That's what you need to do right now. Make nothing easy for this man. Looks like that base has been able to hold off all the offenses for so long. Now there are spore crawlers and spine crawlers on the way. A good bit of mining there as well. Oh, a big recall action towards the 12 o'clock. Not entirely certain that this is necessary, but it is going to deny quite a bit of mining here. Did manage to sneak on past with this entire army, kind of being a distraction on the opposite side as well. Getting the drones on the what is that? The 7 o'clock also, though. That's a big deal. Do we have any storm still remaining to actually get this army out of here without losing all of it? It's a scary moment in time. Rogue, though, not gonna start pressing into this. He decides to back up him once more, and that could be a devastating, decisive moment here for Rogue, because I'm not sure. Maybe that would have been the best shot for him still to take this game. As long as he managed to take out a good portion of Creator's army there, maybe that would buy him enough space to actually get across the map there and deal damage, because we've not seen him deal damage in a very long time now. Just been sitting back trying to be more efficient in trading, and that is not what is being accomplished here. There we go, okay. Up on the ramp with the lurkers, that's a big deal. Oh, that's a lot of probes that would have gone down instantly. Alright, in between the bases, that's not bad. Not bad at all. There's the first storm. The carrier interceptor count needs to be watched as well. Can't afford to let that drop too quickly. Maybe wait for 1 or 2 more good storms and then commit. With the Hydralisk a little bit lower on the HP, the interceptor should be able to make short work of those little snake men. Oh, but Creator actually just heads on across the map here. Will decide to go for the base trade. The base trade is not a bad choice for him. He definitely has a lot of bases. That's the potential to teleport back as well in case he needs to, right? Whenever he's like, you know what, maybe I could defend this base here. He can just zap back along exactly what he needs, whether that be the disruptors, the carriers, whatever he desires. Should be happening there. Oh, there's the storms already, and a recall also coming in. Not quite finding everything though. But I do believe that we had a lot of High Templar being picked off. Yeah, only a single one remains. Not that much gas in the bank either for Creators, so has to start paying attention to that. Oh, you're kidding me? He locked up in High Templar with changelings? Wow. Okay. Okay, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Wow, we just held him prisoner. Man, a lot of times people have mentioned citizen arrest when they see the probes or something being pulled, but that was a true citizen arrest. The changelings just kind of glaring at the High Templar. Holding him in place. Freezing him stiff with fear. Some more bases here for Creator are going down. I mean, the army for Rogue is still a terrifying one. But I still believe that Creator's army is more capable of dealing with the army of Rogue than the opposite way around. There it is. GG is called. Creator takes game number 1. Yeah. I do believe that if you want to make something like that work still against that amount of carriers, you're going to need to use the little infestor blankets. The little infestor blankets, right? Microbial Shroud. That's the one. Otherwise your Hydras take a lot of damage. Ah. Creator going to the toilet. Let's see. Suspicious. We do have a referee moving with him, of course, to ensure that he's not cheating by any way. Not calling up a friend asking for strategies, or, you know, maybe he's got a hat with build orders inside of it. Don't want any of that. Little cheat sheet telling him how to play the game. We won't have it. We won't have it. Can you ask for my snacks? Yeah, sure. Yeah, little minties. What's it called? Smints. Stands for shit mints. Smints. What can I say? Love the taste of mints. Love the taste of shit. Sorry. We're on the ITaX channel here, guys. We gotta be professional. Oh, please. Hurry up with it. No. We're still here. Still here. And there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, showing a pretty good fight there, but not quite being able to do it. In the bottom left side, we got ourselves a blue Zerg player fighting for the Dragon, the Phoenix, and the game he is Rogue. Top right side, Team NV, the Red Protoss. He is Creator. I heard it is a myth size that it doesn't matter whether you eat right before you sleep or not. Seems to be fine. No, I don't know enough about it to really make a point about it, but either which way, just check it out, you know. Make sure you're not being framed or cheated by the system, telling you that you can't eat before sleep, and then turns out that you can. Perfectly fine. It's all the government trying to keep us from having fun, so that we spend more money in their economic ploys around the world. Alright, enough of that. Sorry. That got weird. I have to say. And to be fair, there's not that much going on here so far. It's kind of, you know, the regular dance. Quite a bit of leg spikes again as well, huh? It does seem to teeter out later in the match here, but later in the game, it's still pretty rough. Rough thing to see continuously. Yeah, this again. Alright, little Mr. Probe, kind of having had his time here. This moment in the sun will no longer be able to do too much anymore. Secondary Stargate play of today versus Rogue here from Creator. Will be the Void Ray play. Natsu saying she doesn't like peanuts, but prefers raisins. I think raisins combined with peanuts, that's where it really is at. This is absolutely wonderful. Just a handful, an entire fistful of peanuts with raisins as well. Oh, lovely. And then you just eat it like a horse would eat a sugar cube from their trainer's hand as well. Or from a big sack of hay that wraps around their necks. Alright, the Certified Ray already kind of denying that scouting. Now, the scouting is an important part for the Zerg, of course, to figure out what is going on in the protospace. Absolutely essential. Rogue's going to have to kind of rely more heavily onto the Zerglings here to do the scouting with. This Overlord's a bit precariously placed still. I like this, Amy. What's going on here? For weight loss, it doesn't not matter when you eat, only what you eat. Furthermore, you can force weight loss if you consume fewer calories if you burn over a period of... Alright, but what happens if you eat before you go to sleep? Like, is there anything else that matters? Like, what's going on there? Is that really only about weight? Crazy, crazy. Alright, well... we tricked that person into signing up for Trovo. We tricked Amy, the minion. That's how we do it. We talk about random stuff until people get so infuriated with all the weird remarks and sudden, just blatant out wrong claims that I make that. Right. Still about weight loss. Well, I mean, if that's important to you, that's alright. That's alright. More Void Rays here. Look at that. Lovely. Lovely. There is the Twilight and the Forge coming around this time as well. I'm not even sure if that used to be, or that is something we saw the previous time as well. Splush. And that is how the creep fountain was created. It was glorious for a couple of seconds and then it just kind of ran out of juice. StarCraft 2 news, Rogue is my favorite player, but it makes it hard to watch when he's not in a big tournament. I mean, yeah, that's definitely true, right? It's just something about Rogue that's missing when he's not playing for a big tournament. Although, to be fair, I mean, it seems like recently it's just... It's been a bit of hit or miss all around with him, right? And to be fair, he's playing against very, very strong opponents, but... I mean, even against the players that are not kind of on the same pedestal that we put Rogue, right? Or someone as Dark, someone as Cyril, Reyna. It seems like Rogue just more often right now is losing against those lower pedigree players. More so than the other big team, or, well, the big players in Team Zerg. There is the Void Ray attack. The assault is coming in hot right here. Already an extractor going down. And straight to fighting that hive tech that is being built. And that is now gone. That is hive attack right there. Being delayed an enormous amount. That's an incredible pickoff, actually. I cannot believe that just happened. Just floating in with his Void Ray straight through the front door almost. And getting the hive tech. It's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. Not even losing a single Void Ray for that as well, by the way. Fairly certain there was about 6 or maybe 7 Void Rays being able to do that. Oh, dear Lord. That is disgusting. Okay. So, yeah, that means that the upgrades here for the Lurkers are going to be a long way off. Although it does appear like it will come down to mainly the Hydralisk play regardless here still, right? The Lurkers mostly there in order to really deal, well, I guess still with Archons and Zealots as well, but it's not entirely necessary. Once you have the Disruptors, once you have the High Templar, then you need to have those Lurkers. But right here, I mean, Hydras, as long as you have enough of them, of course, it might still be okay. A lot of them right there were busy trying to transform into Lurkers. Maybe that is where the problem lies right now, actually. Trying to get those Lurkers when in reality, you just needed more Hydras more quickly to just starting to join in the firing squad. And now it seems like that's just going to be it here. Yeah, GG is called Creator. I mean, I'm not even sure if killing the hatchery right there was what caused that to happen. Maybe he would have just been able to kill his opponent regardless, but still a nice 1-2 maneuver there, getting himself 2 points on the board. And yeah, suddenly that is becoming quite a pickle here for Mr. Rogue. He needs to win 3 games in a row. And otherwise, we'll get a best of 7 between Creator and Patience. Honestly, when I saw the lineup, I thought like, alright, nice. You know, we're going to have Rogue versus Time, a best of 7. Easy peasy. Maybe. But it's not happening so far. It's really not happening. Woo-yoo! I think that's what it is. Like, woo-yoo! maybe you do this as well. Woo-hoo-yoo! And then that's what happens. That's how you do it. That's how you woo-yoo. That's right. Game number 3. It's going to be on Oxide. Oxide, I think that was... Oh, can I still look this up? Can I look this up quickly enough? Okay, yeah, that is still Rogue's map choice, so... We have lost Kozan, I fear. All I did was a little bit of woo-you, mate. It's okay. It's alright. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, Creative versus Rogue. Game number 3. Woo! In the top right side, the Dragon Phoenix Gamer in the blue. He is he's struggling today, it seems. Mr. Rogue. Oh, there we go. And the bottom left side, fighting for Team NV. It's the red Protoss. He is Creator. Man, that's it does seem to be a lot of spikes here. Again, it's the bad day for the Korean server, I suppose. At least when you are connecting to it from Europe. It's That's not supposed to happen. Let's see this probe teleports here. No, it didn't happen. Crazy. Alright. Fair enough. Little probe block right there. Okay. Trying to come up with ways of how Rogue could make adjustments right now. It's rough to say, isn't it? It felt like that previous game, kind of the one was really the Hydralisk, right? I honestly don't think getting the Hive Tech there killed off had that much influence on the rest of the outcome. Maybe there were less larvae available, that could be the case, but that attack came in so quickly afterwards that it didn't feel like it was the biggest of deals, unless if DRG, sorry, read this DPG. It's also DP, and then if you skip the G, or DPG, so interesting. Anyway, Rogue, when Rogue here, may have had still some Hydralisk in the main base, right? Trying to avoid losing that base again. That could have been a big deal. But yeah. Why fix what ain't broke? That's the question going through Creator's mind right now. We'll start up that Stargate once again. Get himself the Void Ray. Whoa. So the Void Ray has been seen, of course, because the Overlord obviously kind of got, well, lasered to death. It's going to trigger the creation of the Spore Crawler here. Main and third. Oracle, not getting too much done. 3 workers there in total. That's about it. A couple of gateways coming up afterwards. With that, Twilight Council working away at the Adept Glaives here. We have seen before, people kind of getting off, caught off guard by this. The quick transition. I mean, it is a perfect way to approach a best of 5 here from Creator, I have to say. Going first off, the double Stargate opening in game 1 and 2. Keeping the Void Rays hidden quite nicely, denying the scouting. In this game, making it look very, very similarly. As he's working to do something entirely different. Not showing too much in the natural base or the third base either. As the Zergling desperately tries to figure anything out here. Put any of the puzzle pieces together. The puzzles together. The puzzle pieces. Interesting, interesting. Alright, anyway. We'll have to discover that later on at some point in time, what that actually means. Quite a lot of roaches here, starting in that production tab. As that is the perfect time actually for the adepts are coming in as well, of course. Looks like Rogue is completely in the know. Has already a drone available at the natural base in order to blockade off this area here. Oh, that is unfortunate. Doesn't quite get it. Will allow a lot of those adepts to get into the main base here. 2 of them were cut off, but still a lot of them right on top of all those drones. And the drones not being able to run away just quite yet. Taking a while there. And may need to already run back around the other way. And that is more adepts, of course, coming into the 3rd base. Did already get spotted by Rogue here. Adepts from the main base and the natural should be ending here with their aggression, but the ones from the 3rd still going strong. Warp Prism now in the main base as well. Really making this quite a scary moment in time for Rogue. The adept shade towards the natural base not gonna get completed, but 20 workers there getting slain. But to be fair, Rogue's worker count was absolutely stellar to begin with. Already on 51 versus 51 workers. He's going to be feeling comfortable. Can decide to just drone up like a madman at this point in time. Instead, it looks like he will just be going for the counter-aggression. Feels like this is a moment for him. And looking at the overall supplies, especially the army supply right now, I cannot say that I think he's wrong. Sync Creator as well, kind of figuring out what is coming his way. Cancelling the largest part of that shade, realizing he's in dire need of most of those adepts right here, right now. Cannot afford to throw them away, although he is still trying to commit with some units. On top of that, Spore Crawler will be able to shade towards the natural, but already a couple of roaches there, of course, making trouble. 106 army supply strong right now. There go the Queens. The German taxi has arrived. The Queen straight in front of this fight as well. Very well placed, tanking all the damage here. And I think that should be it. Nothing much Creator can do. This man will not beat 3-0 today. And will hold on to his chances here. Nicely done, nicely done. Does put him into a certain position here where perhaps suddenly victory becomes imaginable, right? 2 more victories is not too far of a stretch. The 3 victories in a row just feels more daunting when you're at the start of that mountain to climb. Once you've already had that first foot in the door, it could become a little bit more reasonable for you, right? At the same time, though, of course, it could be a kick in the groin for Creator here. Telling him, alright, I'm going to need to step up my own game quite a bit as well. Which could be the opposite effect, right? The opposite effect of what you want. Have a good one, Size. Talk to you later, buddy. Thank you for the follow. Leveler Shex. Leveler Shex. Not sure if that is the form of, you know, genital interaction, or if that is for the smokables, or maybe it's just a shack out in the wild. Who knows? Like a wooden. I guess I would have to know what Lefla means as well. Well, regardless, we're moving on forwards here. Game number 4, first game number 4 of today. Let's see how these players get along. Probably not great. Probably will try to murder each other, which is what happens in war games after all. In the top left side, there's that blue Zerg player fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers. He is Rogue. Bottom right side, he is from Team NV. Not just representing them, but also representing the color red and the Protoss Creator. Very excited about the color red here, clearly. Always a bit biased towards the color red, you see. That'd be a weird thing to be biased about. Imagine that. Being a StarCraft fan and then only cheering for the plays that are certain... Wow, that went dark very quickly. The players that are a certain color in-game, not out of game. Jeez Louise. Did not make that connection in time. Alright, so... Regular stuff here. Once again, there was an attempt of an hatchery block once more, but it seems like Rogue a little bit quicker with the drone this time. Getting the hatchery a bit too soon for creators' liking. Well, then again, he forces the hatchery out that early on. Kind of delays the overall economy game here for Rogue anyhow. Let's see what creator wants to do with this though, of course. That's the next question. As he is starting to get close to showing us once again whether it will be the Stargate or if he's going to try a different route this time around. I would love to see the Stargate once again. Just the straight up Stargate Void Ray play, because it did appear like that was something that he's just very, very capable with, right? It seemed like that was just his bread and butter. Not much Rogue could do to oppose it, so I would love to see that type of play once again here and see if Rogue will be able to figure out how to deal with it efficiently enough so that he doesn't just kind of get wiped. Even though we did see the kind of a lot of Void Ray style from Creator twice now, both of those times they have been quite different as well. The first one was, of course, that massive macro game, and the second one kind of more so translated into a Zealot Archon type of timing attack, right? If I'm not mistaken, actually that first game with the macro, kind of a game that wasn't even the Zealot charge for a really long time, so Creator aiming towards that late game. And afterwards, in that older game, game number 2, quickly turning it around with a quick, deadly follow-up. Really throwing Rogue for a loop. Just seems that Creator put in maybe a lot more effort or time into planning this series here. No, I'm not sure how long it takes him to make up this plan in particular, but... to me it seems quite nicely thought out, so hats off to him. Great thing about it as well is that you're not really diluting your practice all too much, since the start of the games are fairly similar still. But then later on you still have enough diversity to still make it difficult for your opponents, especially with being able to deny as much scouting with the Void Rays here. It really seems like a great way to kind of just play this matchup, right? Because one of the main sources of being able to win games with a Zerg always has been keep them in the dark. Don't let them know what you're doing, and then you'll be okay. And this Void Ray opening does just seem to be able to do that, right? That precise thing. Hold back any information scouting-wise of the Zerg. So the Protoss is capable of kind of, maybe not confusing, but misdirecting their opponent. Alright. Couple of adepts. Rotating on the right. Void Rays coming in from below. We have seen the amount of damage they can do when they let loose. This time around we got 5 of them. It's not as many as we had the previous time, killing the hive tech, but to be fair, there's no hive tech there to be killed anyway, so it's just going to come in here for the 4th base. Queens are in a pretty good position, but will they be in time? The hatchery tanking a lot of damage. That is going to be have to cancelled. Doesn't quite get the drone as well, but still a nice delay there being made happen for Creator, as Rogue just kind of trying to scramble up forces in order to force those Void Rays back. Adepts did manage to kill 4 drones there also, by the way. Not too shabby. Fleet Beacon coming in, as well as the 4th base for Creator, which is ahead now actually of the... oh no, actually, no, not quite, right? Hatchery still a little bit ahead overall. Alright, Void Rays with the Void Ray speeds coming up as well. Carriers coming in. So only now getting that air weaponry again, right? So it does seem like Creator more so geared towards just getting more air units rather than getting the upgrades for them here. Doing a lot of... putting in a lot of effort here to kill off this defensive force, all the queens there. Losing a couple of those Void Rays, but still dealing a lot of damage there as well, I suppose. Spore Crawlers and 3 queens go down in that situation for the price of 2 of those Void Rays. So a lot of minerals going down for Rogue, but also, of course, gas going down the drain here for Creator, which may arguably be more important for the Protoss. Losing another Void Ray right there for the price of a Hydra. Definitely not worth it, that one. We'll start poking in the main base once again. Actually, 2 Hydras this time around for a single Void Ray. Still probably not what you're looking for. Recast the Void Rays. Probably anticipating being blocked between... from kind of running out of there, right? There were a lot of Vipers on the way as well, and there were a lot of Hydras around that area. Okay, do we already have the High Templar here also? We do not. Do we have the High Templar? Okay, yeah, there it is. The archives has been made. Not entirely certain where. We'll find it. Don't you worry. There it is. Don't you worry. It'll be like Indiana Jones trying to track some sort of treasure here, and the treasure being the Templar archives. This sense. Ooh, big leg spike there, actually. Hopefully the play is not too... it's not too noticeable for them, hopefully. Most likely it's not. Usually it's not, but... man, it's going heavy at it today. Alright. Lurkers and Hydras. That's the composition here. Competition for Creator to beat, of course, as well. Who does have his High Templar now, but no Storm yet available. A lot of feedback to pull off, though. And if he gets the feedback all successfully, I would say that could be enough here for him, right? Could definitely be enough. Void Rays need to still watch out with the carriers. A lot of damage within those Hydras. Okay, great feedbacks there, actually. It's a good yoink. Another good feedback, though. Does disable the other attempts. Or stop those attempts from happening, I suppose. And yeah, nicely done there for our Protoss player. He holds on to his base, to his position in this game. Nice fight here. Once again, there's the two storms. Recalling the interceptors. Wait, what? You... Oh, interesting. Recalled it with the mothership right there. Very interesting. I didn't know that was possible. Huh. That's pretty cool, though. That is pretty cool. Alright. Well, the awkward stare-off begins, where whoever attacks first into their opponent most likely will be the player that loses. It's a weird battle. It's the no, you go first meta. Oh, no, sir, you, I insist. Looks like a creator trying to find the loophole here, the flank around. A way to still be able to start the fight without doing it where his opponent really would like it to happen. Another attempt. Like the infestor upgrades also coming into play here. They are very necessary. I have seen people do the Queen Infestor play now. There's this air army composition as well. It was on Reddit, so the validity, of course, always still a little bit questionable. Nice yoinks there, intercepting even one of the High Templar before he could get his feet back off. Can be a difficult thing to do. Another big battle is occurring. The Spore Crawlers were getting too close for comfort for Creator, it seems. Stacking up all his air units, though, with the Parasitic Bomb going off. Never a good thing. He's gonna have to be careful. What's up, TYTY fanboy? Alright, Mothership floating about, trying to get the sneaky access to the base there. It's gonna cause this base most likely to be sacrificed, but Creator already making maneuvers in order to start taking the bottom left side base, as he is aiming towards taking out the main, the natural, and the third most likely here for Rogue. There's the warp in. There's the recall. Immediately on top of all those Spore Crawlers. Quite the Spore Crawler wall that was created here. It is gone right now, but it took a long time to take out. Probably took out a lot of those interceptors as well. The ramp area here, one of the worst things, of course, for Mr. Rogue. Rogue needs to watch out with his Hydras. Oh, did Creator just overstep, kind of? It is possible. The Storm's not really hitting where they want to. Great parasitic bombs as well, and the recall is going to be forced out right there. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that maneuver right there. That was not gonna... Oh, he kept this base alive though somehow. But yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of that move from Creator. I thought for a moment it might work out, but seeing what it accomplished kind of dims your enthusiasm about the entire thing, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now recreating 5 carriers. He's gonna still lose this base because he has no real way of pressuring or attacking his opponent again. He does have that mothership still available on the left side, so looks like he will make another attempt, but Rogue already moving in order to stop that from happening. So yeah, Rogue gaining some momentum here. Of course, you have to remember, if he takes all the bases on the top side right now, it's still going to be favored for Creator, just overall money-wise, because he was able to mine for a pretty reasonable amount of time there on that 3 o'clock base. ITaX and a spawning pool on the way right now. I guess that is the main thing, actually. The damage that was dealt there was still, of course, that big tech structure. A hive tech. Once again, making life difficult for Rogue here. Ooh, hatchery. Yeah. Not gonna get created just quite yet. Will require another probe. This is a scary place to start pushing without the support of those High Templar. The Vipers do reign supreme. Void Race on the other side, though. They seem to be having a bit of fun here. Mostly Spore Crawlers. They do alright against Spore Crawlers. Will prioritize the hatchery. That's a really good call. And does manage to get it. Rogue also pushing across. Will try his luck as well. Taking out some bases. Looks like that is going alright. On the left side, he doesn't have much to say about what happens there, though. The Storm's already battered quite a bit of those of the Hydra army. We're seeing the Ultralisk Cavern on the way as well now for Rogue. That's a tool in order to try and get rid of the High Templar and such, of course. Just run them in there. I'm not sure if he's ever going to be able to really have anything with the Ultralisk anymore. At this moment in time, he is spending his bank for 23 Corruptors, though. Hydralisk also all coming back around. He wants to make one foul swoop into the Protoss army here and try and take it out. Void Ray still being a pain in the rear. May want to see those Hydras coming in from different angles. He needs to wait for the Corruptors as well, of course. Can't afford to lose half of his stuff right now before the actual battle even happens. Another little refinery boy going down there, making the extractors. The 3 Void Race, I mean, finally though seem to be handled. Does appear like there's a grip on them, on that entire situation. The Vipers that were available there for Rogue did get destroyed, in fact. Feedback and kind of just taken out straight afterwards. He's recreating them now. Those are one of the more important pieces of his army composition right here. Bit disappointed that we haven't seen any type of investor play from Rogue, but to be fair, I mean, it is quite difficult to make happen. Controlling the Vipers, the Infestors, the Lurkers, the Hydralisk, the Queens all together at the same time can be quite the difficult thing here. Especially if you need to make sure that you come in from different angles as well at the same time. But Creator here, he is just kicking some serious behind. Still looking to push on through. Starting to add in a couple of Tempest as well. I like the low amount of Tempest, kind of forcing your opponent into you. But please don't get anywhere above the number 4 or something around that ballpark, right? Because that's just potentially too much supply being utilized in a way that doesn't necessarily guarantee a return. Oh, big usage of those High Templar. Once again, some nice feedbacks and a good storm on the Corruptors, putting them all in the orange. Let's get the Mothership. Mothership still making those lovely, ginormous, gigantuan orbs. Wanted to say something else, kept it in this time. Creator definitely the player with things going slightly in his favor, right? If there is a wind in the sails for a StarCraft 2 player, it seems like It's blowing into the direction whichever creator wants to be going. Ever so slightly. And Rogue kind of working against that wind. Trying to figure out a way how to sail without winds coming in from behind. Of course, he could just row, but it takes a lot more effort. It takes a lot more energy. Starting to get closer and closer to the Ultralisk tech here. Alright. In this position right now, we do have the clock kind of ticking out. Will Rogue be able to hold on to this location? That's the question. And even then, right, remember, the resources lost tab not really in his favor, or at least that base was already been mined for Creator. He did obtain quite a nice chunk of dough there. Rogue has to be more cost efficient. There's just no other way right now. Yeah, he still has that base on the left side as well, of course, which is not taken right now. It's not being mined from. Still has a reasonable amount of stuff there, if I'm not mistaken. I'll take a quick gander, actually. Yeah, there's still gas there. There's still minerals there as well. Creator just slowly moving past the lines of Rogue, picking of whatever is not there with the entire Zerg presence. Ooh, good shooting there, getting 2 more of those carriers before they make their escape. Of course, there is more than enough money in the bank for Creator to recreate. It's gonna start making 5 Tempest here, and that is making me a little bit worried. If we over make the Tempest, usually not the best way to play this right here. It does just seem like Creator wants to play the poke game, wants to just play it from a distance above his infrastructure and try to force Rogue into his cannons, into his shield battery, stuff like this. But I mean, it's coming at the cost of him now not being able to push into Rogue when Rogue is away and removed from his own defensive setup, right? So Rogue's suddenly the player that is allowed to make certain moves and is allowed to start poking along the edge of Creator, trying to find weaknesses. Creator still gonna try and test out his metal though. On this right side. Looks like he does have 6 Tempests right now. Alright, could be close to a final battle here. 2 nice abductions. Does cost all of the energy on those Vipers though, of course. With the High Templar lurking about as well at the same time, making things very difficult here. Not that many lurkers, that is a good thing as well, by the way. Can't have that many lurkers at this moment in time because, well, there's not much on the ground. They are just there to try and deny the High Templar from running up the ramp. Just casting Storm nilly-willy. It's a very strange battle right here. Surprise Creator hasn't been trying to make some shield batteries a little bit closer to the Zerg base just quite yet. I mean, he does have them, of course, further south here, but that's about it. Ooh, good Storm. Another good Storm. Hitting the tail end of the Corruptor Ball there as well at the same time. The Tempest can poke away at the Locust, kind of forcing either Rogue backwards or forwards. Does he still have Locust available? I mean, Vipers. 5 Vipers right now are on the field. Should be enough. There they are. Might be able to start poking away at the Protoss army once again. Ooh, suddenly all the Void Rays in front. A bit difficult to take a fight like that. There we go. This is when he wants to make it happen. Oh, great. Great denial, though. More feedbacks and a good storm. Only a single Tempest goes down. Both of these players really fighting for their lives here. Creator seeing that the Locusts are now out of the ground, but will not try to press this advantage. There we go. There's the cannons and the shield batteries inching closer to the Zerg base. There's the attack, actually, from Rogue, just dashing across the field, not carrying the worlds here, about losing his own base, it seems. Not much there either. I suppose that base is almost mined out regardless. Rogue, maybe now aiming more so towards just cost efficiency. I'm not sure. No, actually, it's fine on cost efficiency. More so aiming towards getting those bases here in the bottom left side, avoiding the fight. It's not a bad call overall. Definitely is struggling right now with the cost efficiency. Trading bases for bases. Is that a good thing here for Rogue then? I don't know if it is. I really don't know if it is. I somehow do doubt it. Has potential to find the Protoss army out of position here though. Only getting one of the abducted not War Prisms, Oracles there. Very unfortunate. Those Oracles are a crucial part of the Protoss army in order for those Tempests to operate, of course. So Rogue retaking bases a little bit quicker here. Gonna try to steal one of the bases that was previously owned by Creator. He needs to do something like that if he does want to win this game here. It's no longer about just try to be cost efficient because he's losing that battle. Now it's about trying to obtain just more money and more resources than his opponent by tactically out-positioning him overall. Lurkers getting closer and closer to their prey. As those Hydras and Corruptors actually seemingly to be enough to really push this Protoss army backwards and get it on the back foot. Missing a bit of the micro there on that final yoink, but still pretty good stuff. Has to be careful of the storms. The storms are really what could start bulldozing this Zerg army here, of course. Needs to be careful. Has his army a little bit split up. It's gonna send the everything in actually. The Void Rays now with their overall prismatic alignment. I'm not sure if this is enough Zerg here to hold the line. He's losing a lot of stuff very quickly. He's not managing to deal with the interceptors here. And yeah, taking a fight that which he probably shouldn't have. Can come to cost him now. Hatchery here on the 9 o'clock. It's still there, but no mining going on. And it might be for the better because those drones would have died off very quickly as well. Yeah, Rogue. His gas bank is just non-existent right now. He's really struggling to replenish his forces. We're seeing him kind of delving back into the Zergling tech right now. Zergling's obviously not going to do all too much. Maybe tank some damage from the flying units, but that's about it. That's about it. Maybe they will be able to get on top of a High Templar, something like that. But other than that, does not seem to be like there's a lot of options remaining here for Rogue. Will once again start pushing in here. That's a horrible angle. Absolutely abysmal. Those storms will obliterate every Zerg unit here, and yeah, that is just not going to work out here. Creator has it. GG is called. Rogue not finding his moment there. And Creator will be moving forwards in this best of 7 versus Patience.